Happy Friday, everybody. You know, stuff that be happening to me, it make me want to go back into my radio show and my podcast and my YouTube days, because I can't contain all the stuff I have. Oh my goodness. So I am leaving Food Depot. I was in Food Depot and I was in the produce section. Now, if y'all know about Food Depot, you know, it's hit or miss with their produce section. You basically need to be eating that stuff same day. I don't know why, but it be like that up at Food Depot. So I just need to get some tomatoes, and I was hoping to get some avocados. I'm minding my business, and I got the tomatoes, but the avocados was looking sorry. So I just looked at them, and then a brother who works there came up to me, and he said, "Is everything all right?" And I said, "Everything's all right." He said, "No, it's everything good. Like, you got everything you need." And I said, "Honestly, nah." I said, "These avocados, y'all gonna make me have to go make an extra trip today." He said, "What's wrong with them things?" And I said, "Y'all shouldn't even be selling them. These things are basically spoiled, you know." And he said, "I've never eaten those before." He said, "I know everybody likes to eat them and all of that." And I said, "Well, they're good. You know, they're good to eat." I said, but he said, "Well, how do you tell if it's bad or not?" And I said, "Well, even though it's dark, the texture of it," I said, "this is basically, if I squeeze it enough, it'll crumble in my hand, and that's poor." And then I showed him how at the end, the little nipple was protruding. It was ready to go. So he didn't understand avocados. I gave him a quick lesson, and he said, "So you basically can't use these at all?" And I said, "No." And then his response was, "Also, you just want to complain." Now that irritated me. And I told him clean out. I said, "Sir, you work here, and you asked me, was everything okay?" And I said, "No." And then you asked me again, "It was everything to your liking?" And because I gave an honest answer, I'm complaining? I said, "No, it don't even work like that." And so I just literally began to walk away from him. And then he said, No. He said, "Let me go get you some avocados." I said, "That's okay, darling. I'll be all right. I'll just make my extra trip. You know, don't worry about it." And he said, "You don't have to work today, do you?" And then I said, "I don't." And and he said, "Oh, so you got time to make complaints?" I said, "I don't." I said, "On my days off, I don't like to toil. And part of toil is actually coming to the grocery store. Like, I hate that I wanted this stuff. And I had the hankering, so I prefer to buy my own." So at that, he insisted on going to the back and picking up some avocados. The avocados that he brought were hard and green. I said, "No, thank you." I said, "I do need some that are just right for today." I said it just like that. I'm still trying to be polite. And then he continued on. And in the back of my head, I'm annoyed. And I was like, why is he insisting on carrying on this conversation? And he said, "You know, I don't get it." He said, "I know people like to eat their guacamole, but I don't eat that stuff. I eat normal stuff. I'm just a simple country boy or whatever. I need my greens and my cornbread and my pork." And I said, "Where I'm from, guacamole is pretty normal. It's really normal." I said, "You know, trying new things, ain't nothing wrong with that." And he said, "We got some guacamole here. You should get it." I said, "No." I said, "I prefer to make my own. I've had my share of store-bought guacamole, and I have no desire to get any pre-made guacamole out of Food Depot." And he said, "See, that's what I'm talking about." I said, "Sir, if I didn't know what country food was, soul food was, and you wanted to make a good impression on me, would you want to make it yourself, or have your auntie or your mama make it from scratch, or would you suggest that I go get some fried chicken and some cornbread out of Kroger? Would you do that?" He said, "Nah, my sister and my mama don't make it, I don't eat it." I said, "Bet. That's how I feel about my guacamole and my avocados. You have a nice day." Man, I know this story went long-winded, but I was just like, And this is just the tip of the iceberg, to be honest. When I think about the encounters, the gentlemen that I have entertained within the last few weeks that were, I don't know, like I feel like there's a certain level of intelligence, emotional intelligence, and I'm like, Father, is this what it really is out here? Is this a Georgia thing? Because I'm thinking, well, okay, self-reflection. Am I really too much? Because he did ask me, he said, where you from? I said, I just moved here from LA. I could have said Chicago. I don't think it made no, never mind. I think his whole point was I'm not from Georgia or whatever. And so, but I try not to take offense to when people be saying dumb stuff like, I just eat normal stuff. Like, I feel like he was trying to like shade me. Like, that's why I don't mess with all that. Like, you can't even, the whole avocado thing, that's too much. That's too much. And you go right on ahead. That's the thing. This is another conversation I should make for another video, but it's so fascinating to me that people are still acting weird about people who eat vegan foods. I didn't even tell them I was vegan or plant-based or anything like that. I don't lead with that with nobody or whatever, but the fact that it still, quote unquote, weirds people out that I eat the way I eat, or there are people that eat like I do, and I'm like, it's just food. So I don't shame nobody for even eating the way I do. I didn't take no liberty to be like, nigga, you still eating like a slave. Like, I'm gonna be just keeping a buck. Like you got all this fascinating food and wonders on the whole entire planet, and like that could be your favorite food, but he literally was like, I have no desire to try none of that stuff. Like, you wouldn't try it at least once? Like, I don't like dealing, I don't like messing with people like that. Listen, them the kind of people I'd be like, I'd like to shake my head and nod. And if it wasn't for him trying to insist on this conversation, I would have been like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. But at 44.7 years old, I let people do you. But I'm not going to sit up here and be a target for your ignorance, for your insecurity, or whatever it is that you're dealing with, because I came over here looking for avocados, minding my business, and you insisting on that. Ooh, that just unnerved me at 9:45 with 150% humidity in Georgia. If you don't get up out of my face. Anyway. Boy, this is what I used to do. I used to rant them. I used to do all my rants. I'm gonna cut the camera and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. Shoot, as fine as I look. Bye.